This is 10 pounds of candle wax, and today it's going to be replacing every drop of oil inside this engine. Now, in some of my other videos in the past, I've done things like putting diesel fuel in the engine, kerosene in the engine, and even bacon up to see if an engine could actually run off of it. And I had a very concerned commenter stating that when I use these little paper cups to show some of the oil that I take out of the engine for some of these tests, and then pour it back into the engine, that I'm actually putting a small amount of wax into the engine. You know those paper cups are lined with wax, right? You just put wax in the engine. LOL, a tiny amount, but still. So before we begin with all the festivities, let's get some baseline results. So first things first, the engine actually sounds really good. Really healthy sounding engine. I do have an oil pressure gauge hooked up just for the heck of it. And we're currently sitting at a little over 60 PSI. And now being wax comes as a solid, we're gonna let the engine warm up so it's nice and toasty so it doesn't turn into a solid immediately once we pour it in. All right, now since the car is warming up, let's warm up this wax as well, because right now we just have a ton of these pellets. So we gotta dump this into here and warm it up. And 10 pounds doesn't seem like a lot, but this is actually going to be about equivalent to 5 quarts of oil. So it should just do the trick to fill the oil capacity inside that Ecotec engine. Okay, maybe that's a little more than I thought. This blend has a low melt point, and apparently it's designed for candle making only. Maybe not engine oil. Melt point 130 to 140, pour point 170 to 189. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to keep this engine just a little bit warm. All right, who would have knew this was supposed to take so long, but it's taking shape. So this should become a liquid pretty soon, I would imagine here, so let's get that car and get the oil changed. All right, one quick red line just to make sure it's nice and warmed up here. We should be ready to go. All right, well, hopefully we got the engine hot enough. All right, it's all melted up here and we're ready to put it in the car. Now the engine is only like currently 141 degrees. Hopefully pouring this stuff in there, it doesn't solidify right away, because I think if it does at that point, it's just gonna not get oil pressure and kaboot, blow up. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. 10 pounds of paraffin candle wax. Here we go. Okay, it's in. Let's move quick. You can see the wax is already solidifying on this funnel. Oh boy. All right, do we have oil pressure? We do. It's pretty low. It's like 20 PSI. But it sounds good. No freaking way. All right, so it's quiet, like suspiciously quiet. All right, I'm gonna back this thing out because I don't want it blowing up in my shop. All right, so you gotta admit, this is pretty crazy that this thing can run off of candle wax and not cause knocking just yet or anything like that. It's been running for like 5 to 10 minutes and it's fine. Like, it sounds healthy and it sounds good. Let's see what the oil pressure does once I rev it up once. Now it's been sitting for about 20 minutes now, so let's just fire it up again and see if it sounds still healthy and good and quiet, or if it's solidified a little bit and we're gonna have some knocking issues, just for the heck of it. Maybe a little bit of chain noise right now. And I think it's coming out of it. Again, incredible. Well, I guess the true test is we probably should go rod on this thing a little bit, right? Let's see if it blows up. All right, you gotta admit this is pretty insane. Listen to it. Quiet as can be still after beating this thing and doing a bunch of donuts right here. And I'm pretty sure I almost died right here. What do we got for oil pressure still? Kind of tough to see, but we are probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 PSI maybe. And now we're going on about 30 minutes of runtime at high RPMs, and it's still alive. How the heck? Wax, everybody, wax. All right, let's shut her down. And what happens if we take the dipstick out and dabble it right here? Dabble, dabble, dabble. Couple more. Oh man, it's already turned it into a solid. How long will it take to turn back into a solid wax? Oh, it's already doing it. All right, I went and got a screwdriver. Took all of 1 minute. And look at it. It's becoming a solid once again. The entire engine is just that. Look at that. Wax. All right, right now I'm convinced if this candle wax just stayed in liquid form, this engine will run indefinitely, as long as it's warm. What happens if we let the thing cool off for 24 hours and come back? I think that will be the true test. See you in 24 hours. All right, so it's the next day. The engine's currently at about 90 degrees. It's a hot day out. And now this is the moment of truth. Will this thing even crank over, or is this gonna be kind of compacted in there with this hard wax now? I suppose one thing we could do is pull this dipstick out and see what that looks like. And I can't even pull that out. Oh gosh. Oh, oh no. I got it out. And that doesn't look good. I have a feeling right now this thing isn't going to start. I don't even think it's going to crank over, to be quite honest. So I guess without further ado, let's try it. All right. Moment of truth. Oh. Oh. It might start. Oh. It starts. No way. Listen to this. Okay, this sounds horrible. I'm gonna say this oil pressure gauge is never gonna work again either. All right, it still runs somehow. Sounds horrible. But let's see if it warms up and comes out of it. And the oil pressure light's on. So that's not a good sign. I mean, it's already detrimental at this point, but what if we just give it a couple of revs here and see what it does? Well, still angry. Let's let it warm up. Let's see what it does. All right, well, I've been running it for like 20 minutes now. It's getting pretty warm. And check this out. The oil pressure light went off. It still doesn't sound happy, and we're at 161 degrees on the block. But I guess at this point, let's let it run for a little bit longer. And then let's just go take it for a little quick drive. Why not? All right, let's take it for a little drive just to see if it performs here. Oh. Whoa. Well, we can still get some power out of it. See, the oil pressure light's coming back on though. That's not good. Still tapping. Pretty loud. I don't know. I don't think this is gonna last very long. All right, well, the car really hates redline. It really gets angry and sounds pissed off when you do that. But we need to figure this out for science. What will it do? I mean, we gotta keep beating on this thing, right? Let's continue to beat on it and see what the engine does. Will it blow up? I wanna know, will it? Oh boy, a couple of redline pulls. She's not happy about that. All right, I must say though, that I am impressed that it even started and went this far. I want to see it shut off. Will it like throw a rod out the block or something? I'm pretty sure something's gonna happen where it's gonna seize up because it sounds pretty upset right now. I don't know, let's hold it at redline. shut off. Hey, at least I did get the wax to remelt. I got it to run that long. Oh yeah. There's some sparkles in that wax now. Bye-bye, little Ecotech. All right, it's been sitting for a few hours. Will it crank over now? Oh. It might start. And with that only means one thing. Teardown time. All right, so before we dive super deep into the ripping and the tearing on this thing, I just gotta know if it still builds any compression in the cylinders. I'm probably pointing to no, but let's just check it since we're here. We got the time, right? Look at that though, 100 PSI in cylinder 1. Again, 100 PSI almost. 100 PSI again in cylinder 3. And I'm pretty sure the battery is toast, but I wasn't expecting to have compression, to be honest, but it's probably so full of wax that we still have a seal. So we'll have to get the pistons out because I'm curious to see what that looks like. All right, now at this point, let's do the ripping and tearing on the engine and get it apart and see what kind of damage we created by putting the wax in here. Now the top end doesn't look horrible. There is like some maybe metal shavings right here. Looks like the drain back here is all wax. Look at that, that's all candle wax there. Same thing back here. But the cam lobes, all that stuff doesn't look terrible. I thought I'd be seeing a lot more damage up here. You see right between these two spark plug tubes, there's definitely like some metal shaving stuff going on right there, mixed with all the wax. I noticed on this head bolt too, there's a bunch of metal shavings right there. And then same thing up here, there's some metal shavings. Why don't we take these cams out and we'll see what the wear looks like on the cams. I don't know if they got a ton of wear up here or not. I think this is gonna be more on the lower end that really got smoked. But let's just see what it looks like for the heck of it. So we got some weird wear right here on the cam journal itself. So maybe the top end was seeing a little bit of wear. Maybe that's wax. Oh wait, yeah, that's just wax. That all wipes away. Oh, okay. Same thing here. This is probably just a thin layer of wax. Interesting, yeah, it is. So this actually doesn't look terrible. Wax offers a very protective coating, apparently. Look at all the wax built up on these rocker arms. Pretty sad. But the rollers still move. They're a little tight, but they're still moving. And look at these poor lifters. The oil hole is just solid, full of wax. Oh no. They're in there, but they come out. Look at that. The whole thing is just a wax ball. Oh goodness. Look at that. Well, that's no bueno. Well, so far, the cylinders and the pistons, all that stuff doesn't look terrible. There might be like a little bit of wear right here, but I mean, this thing had high miles, so hard to say, but maybe we should pop these pistons out just to see what the condition of the rings are. I bet the rings are pretty much stuck up with wax due to the fact that on the cylinder head here, there's a wax coating on the top of the cylinder head by the valves here. So clearly, wax was getting into the combustion chamber, doing something. But maybe we'll have to do that, rip the pan off, see what that looks like, if the pan will even come off at this point, because that's going to be a big solid block of wax, I guarantee it. But that way we could probably kick the pistons up out of the top here, just take a better look at them. And the other thing is, I never checked the oil filter yet. What if you took the oil filter off and see what that looks like? Probably gonna have some wax in it. Oh yeah. Oh, come out. Oh, come on. It's seized in there. Oh. Holy crap. It's like a puck of wax. Look at that. Chunks of it. Wow. Crazy. Made a wax shape of the oil filter. And here's another chunk of it. There, you could use it for a skateboarding curb. You can wax up a curb. And the oil filter shows promising signs of metal fatigue in there. Got a bunch of metal shavings on this thing. Mixed with the wax, of course. But yeah, that's taking its shape. You can barely move the thing. It's solid, full of wax. We better just check. Will anything actually come out of the drain plug? Oh. Yeah, nothing coming out. So this might be a treat getting this thing out. Oh, no way. Now this is going to be cool. All right, don't fall on my head. I want to try to keep this as much as possible. The oil pan is just a huge piece of wax. Stop. Oh, man. Come on. All right, we're going to have to take a little bit of a chunk out of the edge here. Hey, there we go. This has got some weight to it. Holy moly, but look at this. That's just a chunk of wax. I better get the close-up of it now because it's going to break for sure, but this is just a solid chunk of wax. It replicated the oil pan, the inside of it. Look at that. That's really funny, actually. I'm going to try to get as much as I can off without breaking it, but it's going to have to. I'm not going to be able to get to anything, I don't think, otherwise. Ah! Here's a big chunk of the oil pan mold. Look at that, all the metal material stuck in there too. Whoa, wicked. Well, I think I got enough room to pop these rod caps out. Think. Bearing doesn't exist anymore. Oh, that one's got a bearing on it. Kind of. Pop these pistons out. Whoop. Well, here's one. All right, and here's what's left. The bearing material just went bye-bye on this one, but the rings are still kind of intact. That one's the one that still had the bearing. The wax is even in the wrist pin. Oh, man. And that one ate that one pretty good, too. There's actually chunks of this rod missing. Wow. That one was a little upset. This was number one. This one also got beat up. This one's got a bearing in it still. Part of it now. It won't even move. Oh, yeah. That's part of it. It's seized in there. Ate that one up pretty good. The other bearings I recovered, a few of them. 2 of them were just completely gone. But smushed and shot, as you would expect, right? And the caps all show a bunch of wear too, so no bueno. So we can get a look at that crank. You can kind of see the crank down there. A little nasty. Oh yeah, this one's really gross. That one probably saw the most amount of wear. I think that's part of a bearing still on it right there. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the cylinders got scored pretty good too, it looks like. The cylinders on the bottom look like they ate it a little bit too. Yeah, that's bearing stuck in the wax way in the back right there. Then we have the coolest part of it all. The wax that turned in to basically the bottom of the oil pan. Look at all the bearing material on this thing stuck to it. That's pretty cool. I might save this and sell it to a skateboarder or something. Does anybody want an Ecotech candle? I can make one of those. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 10 out of 10. I wouldn't recommend. If you ever wondered if your engine can run on candle wax, 10 pounds of candle wax, the answer is yes, but probably only once. And the wax needs to be warm. So that, my friends, is the end of the Cobalt. Good night. There it goes.